Things like withdrawing, drinking more, or increased anger could be a sign of a larger health concern, but help is available.
Dad finally went to VA for one-on-one and group therapy and got some really great tools to help him manage things. And I got my dad back.
Listen to hundreds of inspiring stories at maketheconnection.net and learn how you can support the veterans in your life. Treatment works. Recovery is possible.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Hey folks, it's Richard Chu, also known as Bad, the Black Asian dude. Yes, we're on the family meeting, but right now, you probably heard about my new show, Choose Views, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on WCPT. Choose Views is about pragmatic, progressive conversation with a bit of smash mouth talk. Tune in 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday on WCPT, Progressive Talk.
Hi, my name is Audra Wilson, and I'm the President and CEO of the Schreiber Center on Poverty Law. You can visit us at www.povertylaw.org. Hey, cousins. Now it's time for the Family Meeting News.
Will headline a major Democratic fundraiser in New Hampshire on Sunday as the potential 2028 presidential contender builds his national profile and positions himself as a leading voice opposing DT. Pritzker has given several high-profile speeches this year criticizing Trump, but the keynote address at the New Hampshire Democratic Party's McIntyre-Shaheen 100 Club dinner could be the most prominent. The annual event stands out among state Democratic fundraisers thanks to New Hampshire's role in holding the nation's first presidential primary. The lavish Barrington Hills mansion that for 6 seasons appeared on the hit Fox TV series Empire sold for $6.5 million on Friday, far below.
Put it in next week, baby.
Can I come visit?
Yeah, hell no. Don't allow black people.
Far below its original asking price. It's not unusual for opulent suburban homes to go unsold for extended periods. Retired Chicago Bulls superstar Michael Jordan tried to sell his massive Highland Park mansion for about 12 years, once asking $29 million before selling it last year for $9.5 million. You did. You talked him down. See, you the man. You the man. Mayor Brandon Johnson joined residents and community leaders in West Woodlawn to celebrate Arbor Day with a tree planting event that underscored a bigger mission, expanding Chicago's urban canopy where it's needed most. Hosted by Blacks in Green, an environmental and economic justice nonprofit, the event highlighted the city's Our Roots Chicago program, an ambitious effort to plant trees in South and West Side neighborhoods long deprived of green space. For neighborhoods that have historically lacked tree coverage, the stakes are high. Without trees, these communities face greater risks from extreme heat and flooding, environmental burdens that threaten health and housing stability. Get them trees up. Get them trees up. Please visit our webpage, tfmrradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also subscribe and follow our YouTube channel to view us live and receive reminders when we are on the air. We'll be right back.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
am Anlita Buchanan, middle school math teacher. I listen to the family meeting.
Hi, I'm Aiton Taylor of A.L. Taylor & Associates, and I listen to the family meeting.
Yeah, y'all. Welcome to the worldwide headquarters. You hear me okay? Yeah, of the family meeting. Mine seemed low. Maybe the raggedy-ass Rust Bucket strikes again, man. I'm your boy E, and that voice you heard earlier was our girl, Michelle. Thank you so much for the news, Michelle.
Yep.
Grab your phones, find us on social media, and like all those places that Michelle pointed you to. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever they ask you to do. Because that's where the conversation goes on when we're not here. Also, be sure to visit our webpage. That's tfmradioshow.com, tfmradioshow.com. You'll find archived broadcasts there, our music playlist. And most importantly, a link for the live broadcast right now, right there. That's tfmradioshow.com. We got Henry in the Space Shuttle cockpit today.
Hi, Henry.
Oh, you ain't ready for this, Henry, man.
Yes, he is.
We got to give him a porn star name.
I was just about to say, why are we still calling him Henry?
Have
He needs
you
a
seen
porn
his
star
hair?
name.
Have you seen it?
He's hammering Henry. You
Oh, my
understand?
gosh.
Hey, listen, while you're on that webpage, tfmradioshow.com, make sure to mash the button to become a patron. That's tfmradioshow.com. As little as $5 a month. You can help us out here. The lines fill quickly. They do every week. The number is 773-763-9278. That's 773-763-9278. Hey, drunk-ass Adrian's here with us.
Yay.
The mixer, he's kind of a fake mixologist because really,
Stella.
Stella's doing all the mixing. He's just in here.
Yes.
You ain't useful, man.
Yes,
I'm
he
the
is
me-
because
I'm the
he
medium.
brings it.
You're the DoorDash dude.
I'm the medium.
You just bring it.
I'm the medium.
He's the liaison.
That's right.
The delivery boy.
I'm
Brings
the
the
medium.
booze. Thank you for that, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, do you recall, was it this summer, this past summer, when your boy, the Orange Menace, was in court all the time and the news was lined up, posted up all around the courthouse in New York?
Unfortunately, yes. I
You remember all that? Remember how you felt then? It was like, they finally got him. Remember how you
I
felt?
actually didn't feel like that.
No.
I never feel like that.
But people felt like, you felt like that?
Some
Drunk?
people felt like it.
You felt like that, didn't you?
I mean, look, I was glad it was happening, but I didn't think anything would happen
nothing
to
was
him.
going to come of it. I didn't think anything was going to really, really come of it.
Yeah.
But I was glad it was happening.
Why were you glad about it happening?
Because it had seemed like it, we hadn't totally collapsed yet. And I think it just took 4 years for him to come back, and then now we're going to totally collapse. But at the time, I thought because that was happening, okay, maybe we haven't totally collapsed, right? Because
you had faith in
the system,
the country.
I did, but I don't really anymore.
You did then, though.
A little bit.
I know you did, Michelle.
A little bit.
I was happy that I'm always happy when the light shines on the darkness, right? The light may always go away, but those moments I think are helpful for people like me who want to talk bad about him.
Which is all you really have now, right?
I had never had anything good to say, but it builds on itself right now.
Yeah. So somehow I got roped into a conversation this week. Some of you may have heard on WVON. Shout out to my guy over there. Listening in the afternoon. What was he on? From 3 to 5, I think he's
4
on?
to 6, I think.
No, he's on
3.
He's on 3 to 5, I think. Yeah,
Could be
Matt's
3 to
on
5.
3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that.
And you're going to report back?
No, I'm not. You should have listened. Did you hear any of it?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
You didn't. I didn't expect it to turn out to have a debate-ish kind of a bend to it.
Oh.
But
what were we debating? DT?
No, I mean, it was at least policy on the fringes. But herein lies the problem. If you're gonna have a discussion with somebody, if you start off with bad facts, there's no basis for
Nowhere to go.
discussion going forward.
What were the bad facts?
Just history, everybody in this country is roped to some level into the fairy tale of who the country is.
Yes.
And so
that was one of them.
Yeah, and so to the extent that you exist in this fairy tale land about who the country is, I use the term. So we were talking about cutting the defense budget, and so do a 20% slash, and like it was a thing, and I was like, if you stop pissing people off around the world, you don't need no weapons.
It's true.
And I used the word plunder. And so, he didn't like that because this country is the greatest country on earth. We would never plunder. So then there's no place to go then, right?
Yeah.
We can't have
it was like it was like we've never plundered anything because it's like, well, what kind of examples do you have that we've plundered? And it's just like, if you got to ask me that.
Yeah, then.
But did you give them anyway?
What's the use?
Well, because of the listeners.
But that's the thing. There are people in this country to varying degrees who would rather burn it down than to believe or admit that they've been wrong.
Yeah. That's true.
There's a lot of them, too.
That's true, but not every listener was that person.
I'm not interested in being no school for nobody, but, I'll throw out an example. And if you, we can go back and forth about the...
Yeah.
But if your facts, your underlying history, if your telling of history is along the lines of a fairy tale,
yeah,
you end up like this.
Yeah, where do you go?
You can't go anywhere. Now it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It ends up being just a waste of time.
Yeah.
They'll burn it down.
Yeah. One of the things I thought was interesting is they somehow got into this debate about communism, socialism. He was pointing out all the problems, with communism, right? And so, and communism and socialism are really like this.
They're buzzwords.
Yeah, they're buzzwords.
They're meant to elicit a response.
Yeah. And it's about means of production and who controls it and distribution and that kind of thing. And he was talking about all the ways that it's, how it's not been so good and all this stuff. And that's true that, the way it was implemented, it wasn't good because you still had the same kind of thing we have here in capitalism, right? Mm-hmm. Where you have elites that are taking advantage. And because they're in the party, they get golden toilets. Mm-hmm. And some people don't get toilet paper.
Right.
Right? But then here's the thing. Are you saying that there's no bad capitalism? Because that whole thing that we did, of sugarcane and cotton and tobacco, all of that was in the name of capitalism.
Right.
The enslavement of Africans was all in the name of capitalism. But none of that was mentioned. He didn't give any examples of how capitalism was bad. Building the railroads and going from east to west and everything that was done to, the people that were building those railroads.
Yeah, and I made the point that, everything about capitalism ain't bad.
Right.
In the same way that everything about communism ain't bad.
Yeah.
It's
how it's applied. Yeah.
And we've never seen full implementation of both. I mean, even if you point to countries that you would characterize as being communist, they're communist dictatorships, which is different than communism.
Sure.
So now you've intermixed the political leadership with the economic system. So it's not communism.
Yeah.
In its purest sense. Now, it may not work, but we've never seen it. We've never seen pure communism.
Yeah. And China right now, they don't like being called communists. They say they're capitalists, right? But their people have no freedoms.
In a communist economy, you can't have a stock market. It doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. But they have a stock market.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen it to decide that it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's picking and choosing the things that leadership likes the best and call it something, but it's really not.
Yeah. If you say something bad about Xi, you can be a full-on you can be a double Chinese person with dual Chinese citizenship. But if you say something bad about him,
it sounded a little bit racist. What you just said, like double Chinese?
Yeah,
you sound a little racist. Just a little bit.
You Chinese.
I'm a double Chinese.
I'm a double Chinese, and I got
chop,
and
buddy.
I got 2 citizenship papers to
don't
prove
add
it.
To it.
Right. Exactly. And you say something bad about him, and you get disappeared.
Yes, true.
like you see going on right now here.
Exactly right.
We're at risk of them barging in here today and taking us away.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
And I don't know.
It's not a joke either. I mean, that's very true.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah.
And we've got cowards among us.
Yes.
Who will stand and watch.
Yep.
Or you shouldn't do that and wave their finger in the air.
Yep.
As they watch us roll away.
Yep.
Or they cut deals to not be sued because they had some unflattering 30 minutes report.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 60 minutes. That's what it was. Not 30 minutes, 60 minutes.
60 minutes. 60 minutes can be, they can be the savior.
Not anymore.
I'm saying they can be.
Not anymore.
Sure they can. I mean, their format is built so that they can hold people accountable. They stopped doing that.
The executive producer that was doing that
Said,
just
"I'm
quit.
He said, I'm
He was
out.
the one that was holding was holding it down.
See, that's
And
just
quit.
this week said, I'm out.
He said,
They're
I
not going to
can't
let
do
me
it.
do what I need to do.
Exactly.
I'm out.
I'm leaving.
Independence is at risk.
Yep.
I can't do it.
I think that for me, that's the word of the day. That word carries coward.
Yeah, it's cowardice.
Carries the day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as soon as you had this guy getting elected, you had these other people deciding, I'm not running again.
Right.
Well, listen, I don't think in this instance it's cowardice. I think it's maybe fatigue, because the way, if you read his statement, it was like he was the only one fighting. And so he was like, if it's just me, I can't do anything.
Right, because the other ones who were supposed to be next to him were cowards.
They were the cowards, not him.
I'm not saying he was right, but I'm just saying it's what we're seeing across the board is cowardice.
Yes, agreed.
Whether it's one person, or a group of people, it's cowardice.
Yeah,
agreed.
The corporations are bending. The law firms, we see them bending.
Colleges.
Yep.
Crazy.
Colleges. I mean, you see Harvard fighting back, but they got a gang of money.
Right.
You can afford to do that. The people who can afford to do it, oftentimes, they're cowards too.
Exactly. So this is why I'm excited about Harvard, though, because they don't have to, and they did it.
But what can we possibly expect from that?
My hope is that other people will rise, or other institutions will rise up too. Because what happened when Harvard did that?
You got the hope thing going again?
I do. It's going to live with me forever.
I know.
But what happened?
Hope died 10 years ago. I seen it.
No, I know. I'm with her on that.
Because
I'm with her on that. People need an example to see.
And so because one of the biggest institutions and then what did DT do? What did the administration do? They said that the letter wasn't real. That we didn't mean it.
Okay, then Harvard will just back down and say, okay, we're cool then.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, see, I don't know that you can point to an example in this country where people are just en masse have turned like that.
En masse, no. No.
You know who's really playing it well? Ben and Jerry's. Have you seen what they've been doing?
You talked about that
because the algorithm is suppressing them. Find Ben and Jerry and follow them like them as often as you can. Y'all don't do social media. See,
I do a little.
I don't do it very often.
You have to find, if you want to play a part in this, find Ben and Jerry's and support them. Because Ben and Jerry said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
And they're going double down on everything.
Just like Costco.
Yeah, they said, we're willing to lose everything about this.
Ben and Jerry's has always been active like that, though, politically.
But they put money on the line. They're risking their wherewithal, which is what a lot of people are too cowardly to do.
You just reminded me of an article that my boy Dredson just sent me this morning or last night, and it's on the whole looking up companies thing, right? So there was this website that was created for businesses that wanted to let folks know that they were pro-Trump.
I saw that.
Right?
Yes.
And so what ended up happening is folks started, when they found out about it, they're like, oh, this is awesome. Now we know who to boycott.
Did they take it down?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Was it called Squarespace or something?
No,
like
Squarespace is a website
developer. I can find out what it is real quick. But yeah, so they have this whole, thing of businesses that are Trump and MAGA friendly. And people have said, awesome. Now I know where to go to
you
look.
said people said that?
People said awesome.
They did.
They said awesome.
Like all of them said that?
Yeah, everybody.
Like
everybody.
stereo, all of them together?
Yes. You could just hear it like thousands of voices all at once going, awesome.
I think that the country is too insular to act on that. Walmart's still close to me. I'm still going to go.
No, but they're using it to see what businesses are local in their area, because it's a national registry for these businesses. So for people that live in Illinois, the maggots want to go and look and see who they can support because they're behind Donald Trump. So people in Illinois I can go here and see who supports DT and not support them.
This is one of those instances where I'm happy to be wrong, but I'm very skeptical.
So I have a friend who I spent Easter with, and she lives in, what did I say? Starts with an H. Anyway, she told me she does not shop at Target anymore. She's got one down the block from her. She goes out of her way to go shopping someplace else. She does not do Amazon anymore. So there are lots of people like her. I hope the three of us are included.
I don't agree with your jump there. Because she does it, you think there's lots of people. I don't know that I agree with that.
But you don't have to. But that's what I believe.
You believe, right? Okay.
I do.
Then the believe is. I'm glad you said that. Because if you were to say that this is what I know is happening.
No, I don't know that.
Right. Then that's where I am. I don't.
You don't know either, though.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I, like you, don't believe that it's a thing. I think people don't want in this country to be inconvenienced.
It's called Public Square, and it's gone viral.
Yeah.
I'll send you the article.
Well, we'll see if people
website for MAGA-friendly businesses backfires as people use it for boycotts.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. Are you too insular? 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Show tonight, after working hard, 9 to 5. Not talking about a movie, no.
This is Holly Fingerly from Save Our Southland. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Lyles is ready to help you, whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Donnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
I think you better call Donnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Donnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Donnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Donnell.
That's right, you better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
Calling all valued members of the American Veterinary Medical Association, or AVMA. Your future retirement goals can be achieved. Introducing the AVMA Retirement Plan. Tailored to meet the distinct needs of veterinarians with streamlined administration and reduced burdens. Vets enjoy unrivaled benefits that include service provider oversight, knowledgeable expert investment guidance, and delegated fiduciary services. Veterinarians who use this plan can say goodbye to annual retirement plan audits and annual retirement plan tax reporting. Veterinarians, you can enjoy retirement your way with customizable plans to suit your practice's unique structure. From eligibility to vesting schedules and more, elevate your retirement journey with AVMA's specialized plan. Learn more by sending an email to polaris@polarisadvice.com. Secure your veterinary legacy starting today. Email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Securities offered through LineStreet Financial, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Polaris Wealth Management, LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and LineStreet are not affiliated.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
Bounce, money bounce, only one thing counts, huh? And I'm here to announce the flex, the X when the wood is erect. Until the Mecca audio crew, enough respect. Until the 112, enough respect. It's time to put the bugger on business in check. Cause when I flex for the sex and inspect two snacks and see the booty be bouncing at the discotheque, I like to know what I got and where.
Hi, this is Jeff Lee, Eric's boy from HU. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. So yeah, what we see is people living in this fairy tale land, and I'm highly doubtful, if only because it just hurts, right? I used this example maybe a couple of weeks ago. You're in the room and something stinks. Who is that? Who in here didn't wash their behind today?
Don't get her started on that.
And then you think, oh, that's me. I'm the stinky one.
Most people have that reaction, sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of horrifying to find that out about yourself.
Some people it is, and some people it isn't.
So I don't know that the collective them is willing to admit that, yeah, I farted. Yeah, it was me. I'm the gaseous one in the room.
No, it's the people in the room who smell the fart that should say, who farted? Was it you? That's my problem with the whole stinky thing. Why aren't people in the room saying,
you smell bad?
Did you just poo in your pants? Because it smells like fresh.
They won't ever come around. And I think it's highly reflective of the history of the country.
I agree.
And I don't, So that's all I got to say today.
Ignore it and it'll go away, right? Or we're only going to be in this room for 15 minutes. We can hold our breath for that long until we get out and we can escape the smell. But the odor follows you. It sticks on you.
Yeah, it's this. I said it, I think last week. They would rather suffer less than somebody else, than thrive with everybody.
Yeah,
and for those of who walked around and enjoyed or lived in the fairy tale, that's disappointing. Michelle calls me a Debbie Downer. What did you call? You call me all.
You're David Downer. I'm Debbie Downer sometimes, but you're David Downer. Yeah,
David Downer,
most of the time, more than me.
Yeah. Because I will not relent to the fairy tale. I won't.
That doesn't mean that you can't be hopeful.
I don't know what about the history would allow me to be hopeful.
Your participation in making it change.
I am confident. But I'm not hopeful for them.
You're confident about what, though?
I'm confident that they can't break me down. I'm confident of that.
We know that to be true, too.
Yeah. So, I don't malinger in it. I don't wallow around in it.
But what about what's going on around you? Don't you care about that? As the world is collapsing around us, don't you want to do your part to try to...
Let me tell you what I know. That the world around me is no good unless I'm able to stand up. So I got to take care of your boy first. And then I'll try to help y'all.
You said then I'll try.
Yeah, I will. I can't promise you I will, but if I can, I will. But if I'm not standing, none of us, all of us are laying down.
Mm-hmm. That's a given, I think, in what I'm hearing you say. But what about now that you're standing, right? You're standing. You're always going to have to look out for something, right? But
no, I don't have to.
You don't?
I don't have to.
But you should.
I don't should either. I might want to, but I don't should anything. I'm a grown-ass man. I do what I want to do.
I'm talking about when you're protecting yours, you have to keep a lookout, right? You have to
keep a lookout for mine.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so once that's done.
That's what I consider standing up, though, protecting mine.
Okay, but so screw everybody else.
See, that's the thing. So everybody goes to opposite ends. It's either Democrat or Republican, right or left, good or bad. Sometimes it's nuance. It's not that. You know me to be a generous person. I'm not generous.
I didn't say any of that.
But so it's not either keep it for myself or screw everybody else or help everybody. It's not either or.
Okay, well, we're having this conversation based on what I'm hearing you say, right? And
so you went to the extremes. You said screw everybody else.
Because I asked you a question. You said I take care of me and mine.
I have to be able to stand up.
Right.
In order to be able to help others.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so my question is, what does that help? What does that look like?
It means that a full strength a full strength Adrian, a full strength Michelle is best equipped to help the society. So you got to make sure you good.
That's true. I mean, you can't agree 100%. You can't do anything for anybody else unless you take care of yourself.
You can't sacrifice part of who you are or your well-being for the sake of somebody else. You have to be fully intact. Even if you're trying to get to 100% and you're 90, you can't stop working on you until you get to 100.
Are we ever at 100?
I think we are. I feel like I'm at 100 now.
Okay, so then you're good to do other stuff.
And I do.
Okay. Yes, you do.
For people who deserve it.
I see.
There you go.
Okay.
Adrian's contemplating this.
I know he was. I was like...
He's parsing this, I can tell in his mind.
What say you?
Or he's doing math.
Math is always included for Adrian, I'm sure. Everything's an equation for him. Go ahead. What say you?
No, you guys hashed it out, but I was just kind of observing how, and he kind of mentioned it, how it was like, is it false choices? Like you either going to or you're not. Like there's no in between.
Right.
No, and that's what he's saying. There's nuance, and I agree with nuance. I'm not saying it's black or white.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
just
said
asking,
screw everybody else.
I said that in response to you, what you were saying.
So you interjected the word communism into our conversation. Didn't she? I mean, just by uttering screw everybody else, then it paints a picture of me or anybody like me in a certain kind of way.
Well,
you just screw everybody else? That's who you are?
It was a question based on what you said to me.
Questions oftentimes make statements too. That was a statement also.
It was a question that you took in a certain way that was not intended.
It was a question stated as a conclusion.
Oh, thank you, Adrian.
I'm just telling you how I heard it.
She needs you to be on her side all the time.
That's how I heard it.
No, I don't. Okay, well, that's not what I meant.
Okay.
It was awfully bombastic, though. Just awfully bombastic.
Oh, my.
Oh, my, she says.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my.
Well, he said bombastic. Oh, wow.
So, my standing question, you guys know it. How are we supposed to live with these people? The people who would rather burn it all down, who can look at what's going on in Washington right now and see some good in it, can see good people. How do you speak with these people? How can you have I don't understand. I've been blessed to not have to work for anybody most of my adult life. So I ain't never had to try to work with somebody who I know harbors these sentiments.
I have.
So I can't, I'd like to believe that if I was faced with that, I'd be like, you know what? You're no longer entitled to my services at your company. I quit today. I'm done. I'm not coming back ever again. And it's your loss. That's what I think I am, but I ain't never had a job like that.
Where you had to do it.
Right. So I like to believe that, but I don't know. But I don't know how people who do work there.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a short story?
Is it short?
I'll make it short. So when I first moved here.
Or just screw everybody.
See, don't do that. Eric, do not do that. Because you know that's not what I meant about you. That's not what I meant about you.
This is what I really meant, Eric.
Screw them all.
No. Okay. Never mind. I'm not going to tell my story now.
You forgot.
Is it because you forgot?
No, I didn't. Because it's a.
But tell us, please.
She got an attitude now.
So
look at her.
when
she sucked her teeth. You hear that?
y'all gonna like make me just, like I'm looking for something to throw at both of you.
You sucked your teeth like a Jamaican.
You can't throw nothing at me. I brought drinks. I'm always off the table.
Go ahead before you forget.
So when I first moved here, I worked for a nonprofit organization. 2 women were in charge of it. 2 white women were in charge of it, the executive director and her whatever. So when I started, all of the black people sat in one section and all the white people sat in another section. And I thought
segregated.
And I thought it was weird. And then the 2 women who were in charge of the organization came in that first day and they talked to all the white people and they didn't talk to any of the black people. And then I noticed that there was this was a what do you call it? An exempt job, so you didn't have to time in and out, right? Because you know, whatever. But the black people had to write down when they were leaving and when they came back. White people didn't have to do it. So after about a week, and all of the people were much younger than me, recent college graduates, and I was talking to them like, why are you guys okay with this behavior? This is weird to me. And they were like, well, you know, it's just the way it's always been. And at the second week, I said, look, because the women, the executive director didn't even introduce herself to me. I had to go in by myself to tell her who I was, and, you know, I was new. And so one day I said, look, you guys, let's all just go in to the executive director's office and say we will not stand for this behavior, that we want to be treated equally or we're all leaving. And they were like, no.
I need my paycheck on Friday.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. And I quit the next day. I didn't have anything, but I was like, this is so strange to me. I'm not going to sit here and take it. And I had conversations with them, several, before I made the mention of let's go do this thing. And they were like, no, we're not doing it. But I left the next day. So
you didn't have to talk to them. And they lost the benefit of your services.
Well, my services weren't necessarily that needed, but because they had other people there to do it.
But they hired you, so they felt they had a need for you.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure they did. I was only there 2 weeks.
Doesn't matter. They felt like you filled a need.
Yeah.
They lost that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That is a punishment. As great or grand or small as it may be, it's still punishment.
Yeah. Think if everybody had that mentality and did that, and they ended up having that revolving door, it would cost them so much money having to go through hiring and training and then losing somebody every 2 weeks because of their own,
Yeah, my point to them was
employees.
They're not going to fire all of us. If we all do this in a united front, then they'll agree somewhat. They might not agree at all, but we're accepting this behavior.
It's a great example because they were effectively insular. That paycheck was more valuable than their values.
And then young people, too, was very disappointing for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still the same way to a large degree. And again, I still don't know how you're supposed to talk to them. These people who support that orange imbecile, watched him tell you that we're going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
And if you ask him, okay, well, what happened then? Watch him dance around with no answers, right? This dude bankrupted a casino. I read of 2 in history in recent history you can find that bankrupted themselves, and he was one of them. It's virtually impossible in that industry to bankrupt yourself.
Yeah.
Sure.
Virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Yet he was able to do it. But if you read about how he did it, it was spectacular. It was spectacularly stupid.
How did he do it? I didn't read about how he did it.
You should read about it because it's a layered story.
Yeah.
But he literally ran that place into the ditch. Just like covered his eyes up, or just like Ray Charles that car into the ditch.
Doing like he's doing the country now?
Like he's getting ready to do the country.
Yeah.
I mean, not only did he drive the damn casino into the ditch, he drove it into a ditch in a way where they had to tear the damn building down. You couldn't even repurpose the building when he got through.
Wow.
And then Atlantic City is what it is today economically because of his failure. He trashed the city. He trashed a whole football league.
Yeah.
USFL, and he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
He did it on purpose.
Evil personified.
And the NFL banned him from owning a team in the NFL, and that's why he has an axe to grind with them.
Well, they banned him before he went to the New Jersey Generals. And so what he told the NFL was, listen, if you give me a team in the NFL, I'll crash this whole league. And he went about crashing the whole league. And he still didn't give his dumb ass a team. Stupid ass. That's your guy? Listen, I can get down with a legitimate policy discussion over whether we should lower taxes on millionaires, right? I can get down with that. But if that's your standard bearer, that imbecile, that's more of a reflection on you idiots.
So I'm still waiting for what his policies are to turn the economy around.
See, here's the thing. That's just what frustrates me about television now, and why I don't watch it anymore. People are trying to put this in a place where it makes sense. Like, okay, so you asked that question, what's his policy? He doesn't have any policy.
I know. Right? That's why I said I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear what his policies are. All the things that he said that he was going to do, right? I haven't heard one utterance from his administration about how they were going to address a single thing that was ailing the country so much that it needed him to come in and fix it. I haven't heard one policy.
I watch CNBC a lot, and so you watch the pontificators, who are wrong most of the time, by the way. I call it financial pornography. They're wrong most of the time. And they're trying to make sense of this tariffs thing. What do you think he'll do? What's the impact on that? No, this is rank stupidity. This is the intersection of lazy and stupid, what you're watching. And any attempt to make sense of it makes you stupid too.
Yeah, I'm actually tired of all of the pontificating, if you will.
You can't make it make sense.
Because it doesn't.
It doesn't. He take his dumb ass out and play golf every weekend somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't see that. He's the second coming of Jesus. Yeah. Come on, man.
That's why he fell asleep at the Pope's funeral, because he's so tired.
That's on Melania.
Why?
She know doggone well that boy needs some coloring books and crayons to sit at a funeral.
He's her
funeral
husband.
that long.
He's her husband, not her child.
Hey, whatever.
Wrong again. He's both.
His number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Hi, this is Dave Sandberg, chef owner of Polo Cafe. That's polocafe.com. Keep listening to The Family Meeting every Sunday.
Just leave it because a new day tomorrow will bring. We will leave no void this moment can't replace. Soldiers in town.
Do you own a business in Illinois? Are you aware of the new retirement plan requirement that could impact your business? Listen up, this is crucial information you don't want to miss. If you're a business with at least 5 employees and have been operating for 2 years or more, Illinois law now mandates that you provide a retirement plan. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Polaris Wealth Management can be your professional partner in navigating this new landscape. We specialize in helping businesses just like yours establish affordable retirement plans that meet your needs and keep you compliant. You may avoid penalties as high as $500 per employee by acting now. Our team of seasoned professionals will guide you through the process step by step, making it easy for you to set up a 401k, a simple IRA, or another qualified retirement plan. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com for more information or shoot us an email at polarisadvice.com. We're here to help you provide your employees with the retirement benefits they deserve while safeguarding your business from potential fines. Don't let these changes catch you off guard. Contact Polaris Wealth Management today, and let's work together to build a better retirement future for your employees and your business. Visit polarisadvice.com or email us at polarisadvice.com. Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Polaris Wealth Management LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street are not affiliated.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org. healthonearth.org.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
Once upon a time, Brooklyn was the scene. In the project that they call Fort Greene, there lived a young man, Cinderella's his name. To make it interesting, it's me, Dana Dane. I lived in our house with my crew stepdad and two stepbrothers who treated me bad. I cooked, I cleaned, I scrubbed the floors, and I was like an errand boy running to the stores. My brothers, they used to boast and brag. We've got fresh gear and you've got rags. Even worse than that, to make me feel low, they gave me a straw hat while they had kangaroos. Girls used to say, dang, you're so cute, but you get snow wrapped with them polyester suits. Well, one day up
This is Lisa Lenore, writer, editor, and educator. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. Listen, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if I've ever heard anybody tell me or attempt to answer my question. How are we supposed to live with these people?
We've been living with them all along.
See, is that an answer for real?
But that's the truth, though. They're here. They've always been here. They're just loud and proud about it now. And so what do we do about it? We just continue to navigate our way and just live.
This is fact. So how about the question be, now that we know who they are and what they are, how do we change how we live with them?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, what's your answer then?
I'm just not bothered with them. I don't bother with them. I try to avoid them. I don't have the interactions with them I used to. I don't go to the places that they want me to go to.
Aren't you tempted though when you hear them say something like stupid?
Oh yeah, they don't. Yeah, they do not. They do not avoid whatever it is they have coming when they say something stupid in front of me. They're going to get some. They're going to get some of that. But I don't need to be bothered with them anymore.
So, two things. One, people who are in my life who are on that side or on his side more specifically, I don't associate with them at all, but they know why. Now, in terms of the people that I navigate around the world, especially with a lot of my church people, I'm never afraid to have a conversation, right? So if the topic comes up, if something comes up, I'm always willing to talk about it because I do think that conversations can help change people's minds. And I feel I'm on the right side of this because I'm for the people. And I think a conversation with those people as they come up are helpful.
Let me get Ron in Michigan in here for a second. Hey, Ron, what's up, man?
Hello, family meeting.
Hey, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
Hi. I got the speaker on. Is that all right, or should I turn it down?
Sounds good.
You ain't in charge of nothing.
I'm just saying, it sounds good.
Go ahead, Ron. It's fine, man. It's fine, Ron.
That's all right.
I'm the captain now.
Early on, you guys were talking about communism and stuff like that. And today is not today, but this year is the 50-year anniversary of us righteously getting our ass whipped in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings up so many contradictions and parallels, and the reason I believe this administration has thwarted any effort to remember it, reconcile it, to heal wounds with these people who we tried to genocide. You take everything that's being done to Ukraine and what was done to Gaza. Those are terrible genocide. What we did in Vietnam is 10 times worse. Okay, and anybody who's going to pay for war crimes we still got people who can pay for war crimes in Vietnam. And as far as reconciliation and rebuilding, that's long overdue, and it's never going to be done. So just something I wanted to point out. Also, this administration is all about, and as quickly as they can, killing off what veterans are left with the denial of veteran benefits, VA benefits. I think I told you about one last week where in Pittsburgh, at the VA hospital, they were going to have a study where they were going to give patients who were dying of throat cancer, mouth cancer, tongue cancer treatment, and Trump and Musk and the Republic scum, they cut it out. So that means those veterans who, in Vietnam, you could buy a carton of cigarettes at the PX for $1 or $2 a carton. So you were encouraged to smoke and, everything else that you inhaled, the Agent Orange and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. How you doing, man? Ron, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Now, I've got symptoms of Agent Orange and stuff, and it definitely is slowing me down, and it's taking a toll. Not everybody in Vietnam was in a place where Agent Orange was sprayed or introduced. I'm going to give you a real quick where I was exposed to Agent Orange, okay? And I was in Vietnam for about 3-4 months, and I was anti-war when I got there. And I used to receive bundles of anti-war literature and newspapers, and I passed them out, undercover, not openly. I didn't have a newsstand, but I kind of did. And I got guys to organize after work in the evening, and started out with 2-3 guys talking about the war, about the cities, about and it was a multiracial group. It was at that time you called it a teach-in or this wasn't a love-in. It's kind of a love-in against the war. And it grew to over 200 guys, okay, in the evening. And we weren't disruptive. We smoked and we joked and we rapped about the war. And it was totally anti-war. It was hardcore, okay, and we wouldn't disperse, okay, because we were armed. And so what they did one night, they called in a helicopter and sprayed us point blank with Agent Orange. Wow. So, and our base was, and you know the difference between Agent Orange and CS gas and stuff like that, but, it just shows our...
So you're saying that this country sprayed you with Agent Orange to get you to disperse?
Oh, yeah. Point blank. And I tell you what, I always said to anybody who listened, I'm going to find that helicopter pilot. And I think I did find him. I was at the VA in Indiana, and a guy came up to me from Kalamazoo, he said it was a helicopter pilot. And he was there at the same place where I was, Chu Lai, at the same time. But I didn't get his name and stuff like that. But, he might have been the guy because he seemed, still naive about the war. And I said to him, did you helicopter pilot after you got out of Vietnam? He said, oh, no, I never went back to that. And that's the kind of guy who I could imagine, okay, an order came into the helicopter base and said, we got just disruptive people and we want them sprayed with some. And probably they went into the barracks and they said, first they asked for volunteers to fly. Nobody wanted to do it. And then this guy was just picked out of the bunch and he had to do that mission. But I bet it was him, and I always said I was going to get revenge, but there's no revenge for that. I just wanted to shake his hand and say, I'm sorry you had to do it. I know you probably didn't want to do it. And you probably got some Agent Orange backlash on you, too. But those were the days.
Ron, I'm glad you're well, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, find that dude because it's not too late to punch him in the throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Punch his ass in the throat.
Right in the throat. Just punch him. Never too late.
You didn't want the helicopter? They're coughing and wheezing and stuff. Why'd you do that? Punk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. All right, so the calls are next after Michelle does news for us, of course. And they're going to be drinking, so I can't tell you how this news is going to turn out.
I'm going to be fine till after the news.
Why does he say that like it's a surprise? They've been drinking. We've always been drinking.
Right?
773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
So just dance for me. Come on, everybody, get on now. Cause we got to get it wrong. Mary J is in the spot tonight, and I'ma make you feel alright. Come on, baby, just party with me.
Fulware, founder of itsashort.com. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Step inside, jump on the floor. Let's get it crunk up on the floor.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
This is Miss Lady B, La Boricua. Now it's time for the Family Meeting News.
Welcome back. This is Michelle Peltier, and here's more following on the Family Meeting. Cook County President Preckwinkle, along with 1st District Commissioner Tara Stamps and Maywood Mayor Nathaniel Booker, toured 2 homes in West Suburban Maywood, which were renovated and repaired by volunteers from Cook County and other firms and companies. In partnership with Rebuilding Together Metro Chicago, skilled tradespeople lend their craftsmanship and expertise to assist elderly, disabled, and low-income residents, allowing them to stay home and live safely and independently. This is the 34th year Cook County has participated in this initiative. Isn't that great?
Man, what you reading over there?
You're going to want to pay attention to this one.
Okay.
The Whitney Plantation,
Oh, boy. Here we go.
a former Louisiana plantation that teaches visitors about the truths of slavery and the experiences of enslaved people, has lost 2 federal grants amid the Trump administration's spending cuts and attack on DEI. According to The Guardian, the Institute of Museum and Library Services, IMLS, which provides resources to the nation's libraries, archives, and museums, terminated 2 grants awarded the Whitney Plantation. Upon further review, IMLS has determined that your grant is unfortunately no longer consistent with the agency's priorities and no longer serves the interests of the United States and the IMLS program.
Never had.
IMLS also stated that it is repurposing its funding allocations in a new direction in furtherance of DT's agenda. So there you go.
The agenda of what?
White supremacy.
Yeah, there you go. An open seat representing Illinois in the United States Senate are so rare that it makes a blue moon seem positively routine and a bit boring. But there promises to be nothing boring about the race to replace U.S. Senator Dick Durbin, who will retire in 2027 after 30 years in office. Here's who's in the race or thinking about the race.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Natalie's in.
Can I finish my...
Go ahead.
Okay. We know for sure that our Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton, is running. If you have not seen her ad, it's amazing. She was also endorsed by the governor. Representative Raja Krishnamurthy. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Representative Lauren Underwood from the 14th District. Robin Kelly. I'm not finished. Robin Kelly, U.S. Representative from the 2nd District. She might consider. So how did I... Go ahead.
Krishnamurthy. Krishnamurthy.
Okay.
That's not right. Yeah.
And maybe...
Lost? Drunk.
I'm not drunk. You keep interrupting me. You know what? Okay. Other potential candidates.
You said it.
Michael Ferrerix, Secretary of State Alexi Janulius, thank you, and State Representative Senator Robert. I worked with him. I don't know why I can't pronounce his name. Please visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also, subscribe and follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and view us live and receive reminders when we're on the air. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Don't wanna be a player. I don't wanna be playing no more. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. Punisher, still got what you're looking for. Don't wanna be from a thug. I don't wanna be playing no more. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. But you know, Big Pun Joe still down below. Who's down the crowd? Hey, yo, I'm still not a player, but you still a hater. Elevator to the top high. See you later, I'm gone. Penthouse suite, penthouse freaks, in-house beach, French couch seats, 10,000 east, rent out lease, with an option to buy, copping a 5 of Benz, so when I'm not, up in the sky, off in the lie, with my Twincito, up in the Benzito, with my Kiko from Queens, nickname Benito, we go back like PAs and wearing PJs, now we reach the B-gauge, running trains for 3 days, who wanna ride, it won't cost.
My name is Minotti Jenkins, www.valorem, law.com. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
All right, y'all, it's your turn. 773-763-9278. I got two drunk asses in here with me. So you're not going to get anything out of them.
That's not true. We're not drunk.
Did you hear what Michelle did on the news just then?
Yeah, because you guys kept interrupting me.
Okay, that's right.
You got that Benny Hill music.
Shut up! Shut up! Answer the phone.
I told her last week she needed a helmet.
Throw this. It sent me. I laughed all night about that. I went home and I laughed, listened to Broke and laughed. Oh my God. Stop it. I refuse to take this abuse. Answer the phone. I want to cuss so bad.
Now.
I know.
773-763-9278. Uh-oh. Look who we got. It's the Black Asian dude.
Oh, yes.
What's up, man?
What up, y'all?
Let's see how this works, man. You get the little fancy weekday host, and he's got time for us now with an echoey ass phone, wherever he is.
That's your side. That's not my side.
I hear it on your side, man.
Tears.
It's not in the echo anymore, is it?
There we go. You got it. Nope.
Yeah,
anyway, it's okay. We can.
Anyhow. Yeah, well, I snorted when Adrian made his comment earlier. I mean, that's funny stuff, man. That's crazy. Yeah, you know, here's the thing that you said earlier that's so true. It's self-preservation. First law of nature. You know, we got to take care of ourselves first. And that doesn't exclude anybody else. It includes us first. I say us talking about our community, you know, our tribe. We've deferred for so long at saying, well, let's look out for everybody else. While everybody else is looking out for themselves and not looking out for us. Mm-hmm. So I think there's no need to apologize for us looking out for our community first. And then if they want to tag along, then they can tag along. We don't have to apologize for that anymore. Maybe. If they want to tag along, we might let them tag along. But there's nothing wrong with that. Because if we don't, then we can't take care of our community. I think a good example this week with the thing with Shedeur Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, why black men aren't taking care of their sons, and where's the black leadership? Where's the black men supporting their children? Deion did all of that and then some.
Yeah.
And then he got criticized for being too strong.
Yeah.
So we don't need to apologize anymore for that. Never ever again.
Or explain it, right? We don't need to have
explain it.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, then you didn't read the book. So don't ask us to read it to you.
Mm-hmm. All right, is that all you got, man?
Unless it's coloring books.
Hey, y'all can catch Rich at 6:00 in the damn morning.
Yes.
Every weekday.
Yes.
Right here on this station.
Yeah, y'all.
I hope
All
you got
right.
something better than that ragged ass phone you're on now, man. But damn.
It's not my phone. It's you.
It's not, man. It's not me, man.
I'm telling you, it's not my phone. Is that better? It's much better now, isn't it?
Kind of, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
because when we talk, we can't hear ourselves now.
Yeah, he's muting us, though. Yeah, no, he's playing.
No, I made it better. I forgot I had y'all on speakerphone.
Oh, now it's his phone. Now it's his phone. Okay.
It's not the phone, it's the operator.
See how these weekday hosts get insular like that? It's never their fault. I'm a big fancy weekday host. It's never my fault.
Hey, listen, I took responsibility as soon as I realized,
Yes,
oh,
you
wait a
did.
minute, I had it on speakerphone.
Yeah, we had to rattle your cage a little bit, though. All right, player. Come on, let's go to get some chicken wings. You know what we do, right?
Yeah. Right.
All right, man.
All right, y'all. Be well.
You too.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
See you Saturday.
Saturday, something's going on?
Yeah, we're going to the anniversary.
Oh, that thing here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, before I take the next call, I am hosting a webinar. I am on the markets and investing. I got all the emails from you guys. Why don't I talk more about the market and all this stuff? It's malpractice for me to do that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a webinar, May 6th. Visit our webpage and our social media, and we'll get it up this week so you can see the webinar details. It's going to be 6:00 on the 6th, whatever. I think that's a Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Hosted by my dear
6th,
friends
Tuesday.
at Russell Investments. So.
That is excellent. I'm so glad that you're promoting
So y'all can quit
that.
sending me them damn emails
Doing
about
good
this.
in the hood.
I can't talk about it on the air. I won't.
May 6th webinar.
Doing good in the hood.
I won't talk about it on the air, though.
Are you going to give me a link to send out to people?
It's going to be on our website and our social media. Go there. TFM Radio Show to be there.
Can I put it in our chat room?
You little 9 friends? Okay.
He's so awful. He's so awful.
Adrian is part of the chat room and he's not here.
Look at him.
When he's not. Oh, damn.
Look at him.
What?
What are you saying?
He's evidence of what goes on in there.
Oh.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh. But he's brilliant. Just like you.
Let me get, speaking of brilliant, let me get Verlon in here.
There we go.
Verlon.
Hey, Verlon.
What's up, man?
How's everybody doing today?
Go ahead and give Michelle some love, man. I know you got a thing for her.
See, why?
He's trying to squeeze up on her.
If I get enough time, I got to address Michelle on a whole separate issue because I was listening to you all talk to this caller, and then I was very disappointed in Michelle because she's a woman and she knows better than that. But I called in to talk to you all about what you started off the show with.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't say I'm a woman and I know better than what?
Yeah, that's offensive.
You can't
right?
just leave
that's
it
offensive
there.
right there.
What?
Okay, all right. Okay, so all right, if you want me to start it off this way,
Well, actually, I want you to explain to me how your boy bankrupted a casino. That's what I want to know.
See, now that's 2 or 3 different things, man. I wanted to talk about your subject matter, which was the legal system and government. But I want to say hi to Michelle. I love Michelle, but she said something that stuck with me.
He don't
when
love
she talked
me.
to a caller, and I do. Who was that talking? Michelle. I love Michelle. Michelle. Drunk as Adrian. I got something to say to him too, but it's about the topic that I wanted to call in and talk about. Michelle, the thing that the reason why you disappointed me, it was a caller that called in about trans, and you said to him, do you know the makeup of a trans woman? How can you say they're not women? And Michelle,
That's not what I said. That is not what I said. I said, do you know what happens to the chemical composition of a person's body when they undergo I didn't say it as eloquently as I'm saying it now.
The thing about it is, if you are born a man, you a man. The only reason why you come up
wait. We are not having a transgendered conversation on the radio because we're not doing it. You don't know enough about it. I know more about it than you do. I know transgender people. Ask your other question, okay?
No. Answer my question. Okay. I want to know how your boy
That's what I'm saying. Answer Eric's question.
How did he bankrupt the casino? Tell me how he did that.
I thought you wanted me to talk about the topic. I want you
to talk about how your boy bankrupted the casino.
He bankrupted the casino because he couldn't renegotiate loans with the banks. He had no creditors. If you don't have any creditors, you can't fund your business. That's what happened.
Doesn't that sound bad? Doesn't that even sound horrible?
You need creditors
that
and you're running a casino?
You're a billionaire and you need a bank won't give you money?
Casinos just crank out money, but you need creditors.
Michelle, you know, just like everybody else, rich people don't use their own money. That's how they stay rich.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. How does a practically bankruptless industry not qualify for a loan?
Banks still have to loan you money. If they don't loan you money,
didn't hear my question, then, brother. You didn't hear my question.
He didn't.
My question was, how does a practically bankruptless industry not qualify for a loan?
It's a lot of people that should qualify for loans that don't get loans. It doesn't.
Oh, so he didn't. So he didn't qualify.
He didn't qualify for.
So you're saying Trump didn't qualify for a loan?
No, he didn't qualify for a loan.
Okay,
in a practically bankruptless industry,
and a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire.
Okay, that's great. Can I talk about your subject matter?
No, because you got to make that make sense. Because nothing else makes sense until you make that make sense.
No, come on, man. You started off. The host like for callers to talk about their subject matter, and you want to talk about something in the past.
Okay, you're going to tell me what I like to hear. You're going to tell me what I want to hear from you is, does make that make sense? That a bankruptless industry, a practically bankruptless industry, you can't get a loan.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
That's just as simple in a nutshell. I'm not a banker. I don't own a bank.
Clearly.
I don't give out loans.
And that makes sense to you. And that makes sense to you.
I know people that had perfect credit that couldn't get a loan.
My question was, that makes sense to you. My question is, does that make sense to you?
Not to me, it doesn't make sense. But
then what the hell are you doing then? What are you doing? How are you supporting this dude and you can't make it make sense?
I'll thank you for getting at least to that. I support him because of his first term. He did perfect his first term, except for COVID. When COVID hit, Democrats started shutting down cities and states, and that's what hurt his presidency at the end. His whole first term was perfect. Immigration, all the social issues, just like now, he's perfect on immigration. And guess what? As judges standing in his way, slowing down his agenda, just like the two judges that just got busted, the one in Milwaukee and the other one in New Mexico.
You counting on the dude that bankrupted the casino. You counting on the dude who bankrupted the casino.
Tanking the market today.
That has tanked the market, took $2 trillion out of the market. You want that dude.
That's perfect.
The dude has declared bankruptcy multiple times. That's the dude you want.
Yes, because I'm getting what I voted for, a wrecking ball to the system, a course correction for America.
Okay. The dude who promised you that he'd get the price of eggs down on day one. The dude who said
eggs did go down.
They did not.
No, they've gone up. They've gone up.
No, I shop just like you do, Michelle. I'm at the grocery store. Eggs went from $9 to $4.50. It's not 69 cents anymore.
You bought half as many eggs, brother. You count your eggs before you leave, man?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Come on, man.
I checked to see if they cracked. And everything else. The prices have gone down a lot more at the grocery store.
Listen, that's the problem with you guys is that you find yourself anecdotal examples and you presume that's the case for everybody. If you look at the average price of eggs, they have not gone down. Now, your little ragged-ass store where you live, they may have went down. They're probably spoiled.
Eggs have went down. Bacon used to be $9, $10.
In your little ragged ass store,
it used to be.
In your little ragged ass story.
Well,
okay, but we live with data, brother. We live with data. We don't live with the experience I had today. I can't presume because it's colder here in Chicago that it's cold everywhere on Earth. That don't make any sense.
No, nobody's saying anything like that.
You just did, though. You said that the eggs that you bought. You said the eggs you bought was $4.
Not that I bought in stores in Indiana where I was at, here in Michigan where I'm at. Eggs have gone down.
They have
you
not.
Talk about eggs. They've gone down. They have. The prices at the grocery store has gone down.
Okay, he said he was in the war. He said he's in the war in Ukraine in one day. How'd that go?
Who in their right man thought that was going to happen?
That's what everybody that voted for him.
That's what your boy said.
All the folks that voted for him thought that.
And you guys are doing the same thing you all did 8 years ago. You hang on every word that man said.
So we shouldn't listen to him?
And you go down the rabbit hole.
We shouldn't listen to him?
So didn't you do that when Biden was president? When I'm sure you hung on every word to dispute everything he said, yeah?
That man couldn't even talk. I couldn't understand what he said.
So you can't make sense with these people. You can't even make sense with these people.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink now.
They're not thinkers. They're not intellectually curious about anything.
Right.
That doesn't even make sense, man. You can't even make it make sense. That's why you don't want to talk about it.
It don't make sense that these judges are taking up for illegal aliens and harboring illegal aliens. That don't make sense. Why they trying to stop the executive from doing
When's the last time somebody who's here illegally harmed you?
It doesn't matter. They broke the law when they crossed the border.
When's the last time?
They broke the law when they crossed the border.
When's the last time they harmed you?
Oh, you know how they harmed? They harmed, and since y'all like to use the words us, we, they harmed us when they came into the black community and started running us up out of our apartments. My baby mama got ran up out of her apartment because they moved illegals up into the building.
What kind of life are you living when you got a baby mama? What kind of life you living?
How did she get run out of? How did she get run out of her apartment?
I got a baby. Yeah, she's not my wife. She's not my wife. So what is she? My kid's mama. So that's who she is. My baby's mother.
How did she get run out of her apartment by illegals?
Because the owner of the building, a lot of owners, because my father was in the same position. They finally ran him out of his building. The federal money. They was paying $2,000 for a studio for the illegals, $3,000 for a 1-bedroom. And this is true. You can talk to Tasha Fields. You can talk to Flip Red.
Wait. So who was they and who was being paid?
I'm telling the owners of the buildings were getting federal money that was given to whoever the mayor was at the time, which was Brandon Johnson, and they were paying landlords these exorbitant amounts of money for apartments, studios, and 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms, and people that was just got their own money, working a job, paying $750 to $900. They tell them, you got to go. We want this big money, and that's a fact, brother. That's
listen. Why you tell your baby mama and your daddy to pull himself up by their bootstraps? Why you tell them to do that?
Well, she did because she got another
what's the problem then?
What's the problem? She works and she got. Why would you be okay with any black person being moved up out their apartment?
No. But listen, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, though, right?
Oh, now you bogus. You bogus for that.
Oh, now I'm bogus because I want you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
All right.
Ain't nobody.
Verlon.
What?
So let's. All right.
Yeah.
So
doesn't make no damn sense.
All right. So question is, isn't that like supply and demand and marketplace? The thing that conservatives they love capitalism,
free market,
right? That's free market, right? Let me finish. You've been going for a while. I haven't said much, so just let me. Right? Let's just have a conversation if we can for whatever.
Okay.
So. So they didn't get evicted, right? They had to wait until the leases were up because eviction is illegal.
There you go.
So you're saying they got ran up out of there as if it was some illegal eviction, and I doubt it was that.
Right.
So let's start there.
Let me tell you what happened to my old man. Okay, so they kept on giving him these 3-day notices. It was just bogus how management did them. They kept giving them 3-day notices.
Was he late?
Give it to him.
Was he late?
No, because me and my brother pays his rent. So
why didn't he pull himself up by his bootstraps and pay his own damn rent?
See, See, there you go. There you go. My
No, that's
father
what y'all
needs to
say,
be
right?
taken
Isn't
care
that
of.
what y'all say?
So he didn't get evicted though, right?
No, but we had to keep going to court. We had to keep going to court because they would give him the notice saying 3 days, but it was after the 3 days.
Okay, but you know what?
They was playing games.
That problem was with the landlord who wanted the dollars.
That's right.
Right?
That's true. But the problem comes in is why are we taxpayer money? Because you start talking about supply and demand. They're playing with our money, tax dollars, giving it to the states and to landlords and whoever else to play with. That's my money. I didn't approve of Brandon Johnson to use my money for illegals to be housed. That's not supply and demand.
And I have the same thought about money being taken from public schools and being diverted over to private schools.
And get to the private schools. You say public money given
Public
to private
money,
schools?
public money being given to private schools. Yes, you know about this, right?
Not to the degree of what public schools receive from the taxpayer.
I don't care about the degree to what they receive. You have a problem with these people getting any money at all, and I'm saying I got the same issue that you have with public money going to private.
Why would you have a problem with private schools?
No. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with private schools.
Listen to what he's saying.
See, you trying to do a straw man. You're trying to do a straw man.
He's talking about the same tax dollars you just complained about.
Exactly right.
In private schools.
Oh, Adrian, I can tell you the reasons why I don't want my money going to public schools.
That's fine. You can tell me that all day, but you again are trying to change the goalpost.
Yeah,
that's what you're trying to do.
Relax, we appreciate it, man. Thanks, man. You can't make that make sense.
I know. I just wanted. I just wanted to just lay it out there. There's no common sense.
No, it
right?
doesn't make any sense.
It's not even common sense, right? It's something.
Well, you're right. I don't want to say common sense.
It's something else.
It's almost insidious.
It's something. It's quite disturbing to me, actually.
Yeah. And I feel him.
Shifting like that.
I feel him.
Yeah.
Right? He don't want the government going and doing that, and I don't want the government taking my public dollars and sending it to private schools or religious schools.
And let's not talk about what makes a woman either, shan't we? Let's not do that.
She said, "Shan't we?"
Shan't we? I learned from the great.
Yeah, I felt that. I did feel that.
Good.
You good, man? You might need to sit down and do some math for a minute.
I'm always good.
773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
I'm Brett Ryerson from the Global Alliance for Safe Food Storage. You can find more information at safefoodstorage.org. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Shades of Sisterhood, a coloring book honoring the power of Black women by Candace Robinson, is a creative and inspiring platform that celebrates the strength, resilience, and beauty of Black women. Designed as more than just a coloring book, it serves as a tribute to the diverse experiences and accomplishments of Black women throughout history and in contemporary society. Grab your copy today at Amazon.com. Shades of Sisterhood, a coloring book honoring the power of Black women by Candace Robinson.
At Saga Martial Arts, we're dedicated to preserving the traditions of Shorin-ryu Karate. Our dojo is more than a place to learn martial arts. It's a place to build respect, self-discipline, and confidence. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced martial artist, young or old, we offer a supportive environment for you to grow. Join our community. Embrace the rich history of karate and discover your strength both inside and out. Saga Martial Arts, where tradition meets excellence. To book a lesson, give us a call at 312-927-0184 or send us an email at karateandvillapark@gmail.com.
to her like you want somebody to talk to your mama. Don't be smart, but I have a heart-to-heart with her, just like you would with your daughter. 'Cause everything you do or say, you got to live with it every day. She's somebody's baby, she's somebody's sister, she's somebody's mama. Now when you go to her, speak truthfully, be honest as you can be from your heart. You're in a situation where you're losing patience. Take your time and look her in the eye. When you just can't find the words you want.
This is Melanie Martin Ware, Howard University alumni, class of 1990. Welcome back to the family meeting.
I don't know why Melanie told me her year of graduation. I gotta listen. I gotta talk to her about that.
I think that's what he misses.
What? What are you talking about?
You.
What?
So Andy Armour says, hoping y'all's kidney bones are all right with this mess. I don't think you understand how impactful. Because come on, that's an Eric thing.
What is?
The kidney bones, which is great.
Yeah. So
and now it's causing other people pain besides me causing you pain. Yeah.
We better get RFK Jr. to look into this. We need a cure for kidney bonitis.
He might give us some Heron.
That's a bird, ain't it?
Heron.
Herons? Aren't herons birds?
773-763-9278. What the hell is going on in this world, y'all? The fun part about it is it's being exposed.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's
for everybody to be able to see and hear. You sometimes you can't get shocked enough until you see it in person. This is an extreme example, but if you ever seen anybody get killed, like shot to dead in the street, you ever seen that before? I've seen a guy get shot before. I've seen that. No. It's horrible to watch. It's different than TV. I promise you.
In person?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's different than TV. I promise you it's different than TV. It's horrible.
Yeah. People dying in person is different.
So watching this thing unfold, for those who were buying into the fairy tale, it's shocking to see.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then we have the Berlins of the world who are not. Furlans of the world who are not. They're just riding the train.
Pervasive and profound stupidity. It's just that. It's not ideological. It's not philosophical. It's not political. It's rank stupidity.
I think it's what disturbs me the most.
The stupidity.
The whole just denial of it all. The actual that's not true. That didn't happen. When we can show them video, we can do audio. You don't care.
It doesn't make a difference. Let me get Gibu in here. This is a guy. This is a person I haven't heard from in a while. Gibu, you've been in Peru? Have you been in Peru for a while?
Gibu, in 4 years.
Yes. Wow. Hello.
Running from the law. You're running from the law. Okay.
Hi, Gibu. I'm just going to keep saying his name.
It's so good to hear you guys again, man. I'll tell you what, I got some great news, Eric. I wanted to tell you about this because you touched my heart about, probably haven't talked to you in about 5 years. But I think you'll remember this one day when I called you and I said that I had a little boy in my Sunday school class who I asked my whole class to write 1 or 2 sentences about their grandma and grandpa that they loved. And it was on a Mother's Day, okay? So these kids wrote, and one boy wrote, and I framed this, he wrote, the thing I love the most about my grandma and grandpa is that they're the only people in my entire world who are never in a hurry. And that touched my heart, and it touched yours too that day, and we had a conversation. And now I'm going to give you an update because I've been in Peru for quite some time. Some interesting stuff down there. It might be breaking out maybe in about a month. But anyway, check this out, Eric. We are about a month out from having Donald Trump announce that we're going to have, in the last week of July, we're going to have a Grandma and Grandpa Day with Hallmark cards and Walmart cards and the whole shebang. It's going to be a Grandma and Grandpa Day. And I wrote down your name we had a group that was doing this, and pretty influential people. But I was asked who influenced me to really do this from my Sunday school class, and I put down Eric from the family meeting. And I got a response. A lot of people know you. A lot of people.
Tell
know.
him. Say that one more time.
Boy,
Say that one more time, G-Boo. Say it one more time.
His honorable.
A lot of people know you.
His honorable Eric Grant.
That's not true.
Mayor of
you don't know a
Howard.
lot of people, man.
Mayor of Howard University.
You only knows 5 people. He only knows 5 people, so he can't know that.
All right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I can't really hang. I got people here. We're barbecuing. But I knew I wanted to make this
What's
call.
the address, man? What's the address, man? What's up?
We're in Kingston, Illinois. Yeah, it's
Where?
awesome.
Kingston.
Where's Kingston, Illinois. It's classified, man. No, if you look on the map.
He put it way out so we can't come.
I'm a little buzzed. No, we're
kidding.
A little southeast of Belvedere.
That's not
but
that far.
I guarantee you, man, we got a Grandma and Grandpa Day coming out.
We'll be there in a little bit, man.
Grandpa Day.
Save me some chicken, man. Right?
I just want a rib. You got some ribs?
Forget the rib, man.
We got
With the gristle on it.
We got brats, ribs, and chicken thighs.
That's what I'm talking about. I likes the thighs, man. I'll be down there in a little bit, man.
I want the rib.
I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
Grilled asparagus.
I'm coming right behind you. You're taking me with you.
Grilled asparagus, baby.
Hey,
I love grilled asparagus.
Good to hear from you, man. Don't be a stranger, all right, man?
I won't, and I you guys are great, and I'm back in the States, and I'll be listening, I'll be giving you calls. Okay. But I'm so thrilled about this Grandma and Grandpa Day thing. It just twists my knot. Woo, baby.
Okay. I don't know what your knot is.
Later.
Okay, man. Take care.
Okay.
Not quite sure what his knot is, but okay. Let's go with Norbert here. My man, Norbert. What's up?
Hi, Norbert.
He's like my favorite Norbert in the whole wide world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so cool to hear from. Is it Gibo or Debo?
Gibo.
Debo.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard from him for such a long time, but he was always a regular caller too, and so it's fun to hear from him again because he does speak his mind and get us going.
What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I wanted to plug a few black-owned businesses because it looks like we're heading to a recession, and I really love the po' boys at the Daisies in Hyde Park, but there's lots of black-owned businesses in Hyde Park. We need to spend our money, spend every penny as much as we can on supporting black-owned businesses. There's a hamburger joint up in Woodfield Mall. I think it's the first black-owned business in Woodfield Mall ever, and they've got like gourmet hamburgers. And we need to support them. And then there was a semicolon bookstore on the near west side that after the holidays they were going to close. And their last day was going to be April 17th. But they had a fundraiser. They raised enough money to add a coffee shop to the bookstore. It's Semicolon Books, and they've got all the books that are being banned. All the books about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and books by Ibrahim X. Kendi. I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but get out, find black-owned businesses and support them, because with a recession, they're going to get hammered, and we need to spend our money wisely and support those local businesses.
Don't you just love Northern?
The other thing that's kind of related to Trump's bankruptcy is we got this Bally's Casino going up in Chicago, and there was a thing worked out with for minorities. There's going to be an IPO where minorities and women would get where it had to be a minority or women, but now because they're sued, they've opened it up to anybody in Illinois.
Norbert, I read that. I thought, yes, I read that too. Yeah.
It's still available for anybody in Illinois to participate in this IPO. I know that Eric probably can't talk about it, but I just want to make a quick suggestion that if you have a little money that you could put into this Definitely don't waste your life savings on it, but check it out and see what's appropriate for your budget. And I've never been in an IPO before, but I'm going to check this out. And is it okay if I post information about it on the family meeting website?
Absolutely.
So Norbert, did you read what I read, that you could invest as low as $250?
I haven't gotten that detail yet, but that's a detail that I wanted to, because I did look at the form, but because I wasn't a minority and I'm not a woman, I couldn't
read
advance.
it. That's
okay,
what
wait a
it.
minute. Okay, do me a favor. Let's skip over this investment stuff. 'Cause I don't need to be associated with me.
Yeah, I didn't want to get.
I didn't recommend it. That's Norbert. He did that.
Yeah, Norbert. Yeah,
he's got time to become a woman, though.
Stop it,
Norbert. Thanks, man.
The thing about Verlon, just one quick point about Trump's bankruptcies. Trump has never had a successful business, and banks in the U.S. still to this day will not lend him money because of his history, and that's why Trump has always been a loser. And he always will be a loser. But the problem is he's dragging us down with him.
Yeah, that's a good point, Norbert.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to get hit in the head to figure it out, I guess.
That's also why he's beholden to Vladimir Putin, because he's got Russian money.
Yeah,
his son even said it. We got plenty of money from Russia.
Obviously, man. Obviously.
Yep.
Let's get to. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, who's that? Let's get Paul in here, man, before we get to a break here. Paul, what's up, man?
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Eric, I thought you were a financial advisor.
Hey, man. Hey.
Look, dude, man, listen. I know what it costs to have a radio program on WCPT on Sundays, and you went ahead and let Verlon pee away about a quarter of an hour's worth of it.
Come on, man.
There was not one.
We're peeing away more time now. Skip over to the next subject, man.
There was not one syllable that came out of his mouth that was worth hearing. It was and by the way, I may be suing you for wasting my time like that. But the last time I talked to Verlon, he was complaining that Obama was making it so that he could not sell his property in Chicago for what it was worth. And I said, it's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of like, that's what it's worth. And if nobody's willing to pay for it, I guess that ain't what it's worth. But there's the thing about this week. Trump just said that we're in an insurrection because judges are ruling against him, which I guess would mean that when Democrats take control of the Congress, that's an insurrection too. But what thing they have not gotten right, nobody I've heard get this right, is that when they arrested this judge in Milwaukee, that was a direct violation of the Bill of Rights, the Sixth Amendment, which the deal is this person that the ICE wanted to pick up, being here without documentation is not a crime. It is a civil infraction. It's like a parking ticket. They can't throw you in jail for a parking ticket.
Careful now. They can, but okay, go ahead though.
Well, I suppose if you mount them up.
No, I mean, if you get a parking ticket and you don't pay it, and then they suspend your license, and they can put you in jail.
Okay.
Because you're driving illegally.
Right. That's true. Well, okay, but that's taken into further account. But the criminal proceedings are 95% state charges. There are very few. As a matter of fact, the federal government cannot enact general criminal law. For instance, the federal government cannot enact laws against murder. The only laws they can enact against murder are those that have to do with killing people who work for the federal government. There was no laws against murder, and there was no laws against killing the president until 1965. And after Kennedy was murdered, that's why when Kennedy was shot, Lee Harvey Oswald was taken into custody by the Dallas County Sheriff. And so when this man in Milwaukee was in the midst of proceedings, criminal proceedings, that's true, for domestic violence in the District of Milwaukee, the Sixth Amendment says the accused shall enjoy a trial in the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, Milwaukee, by an impartial jury. In the state district, which also means that the people of the district.
Wait a minute, hold on a second, Paul. You can't go around making sense, man. None of this. You're trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. Well, you're right. You're right. But this is not about what's right. This is about stupidity.
Well, okay, but I don't know how to argue stupidity.
Right.
I don't know how to argue with
Right. There's no argument for stupidity. There's what do you do? I mean, so you can have an attorney make the same argument you're making about what you can and can't do. So what? These people don't care. They're not thinkers like that. They'll figure a way around it. That's why his dumb ass is not in jail now with 34 felonies. It's because that's what they do.
Right.
I get it, I'm inundated by idiots on Facebook. I ask this simple question: 8 words. Why do MAGAs hate America and our Constitution?
Okay, do you really want the answer to that question? Do you really want the answer?
Well, here's the thing. I've gotten literally hundreds of replies from the MAGAs, and here's what you're an idiot. It's like they're all in that. They're just invectives. There's nothing. Oh, it's the other way around. It's Democrats who hate the Constitution. I picked up on that. Okay, give me some examples. Go get somebody else to be your trained monkey.
Right. Right. It's just it's stupid.
I'm just stupid, and I'm a baby killer, and you love abortion. And then I posted copy and pasted from the Book of Numbers, chapter 5, verses 11 through 31, which is a rabbinic prescription for how to cause a woman to have an abortion if the husband happens to be jealous that she might be infidelity that she might have. So this is how you can do it. In other words, it's basically a drug-induced abortion. Numbers chapter 5, starting in verse 11 through 31. I posted that on Facebook and said, apparently the Bible does not condemn abortion. In fact, it recommends it in this case.
Oh, my God.
And one person replied, it seems sacrilegious to have you quoting the Bible.
Oh, see. Yeah, see, you can't have conversations with these people. You just can't do it.
Nope.
No.
I said, I'm not quoting the Bible. I copied and pasted it right to the post. I'm not quoting it. I put it right in front of your face.
Paul, we got to take a break.
You don't like it.
We got to take a break, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Paul.
He makes too much sense.
Yeah, you can't do that. It'll drive you crazy trying to make sense.
Yeah, you can't.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting. Oh, you guys know who this is?
MC Light?
This is Queen Latifah's first song.
I was going to say Queen Latifah because it sounded like I really was going to say Queen. Listen.
This is her first song. It's her first song. Stay tuned for more.
Listen to her.
Some MCs act bold and arrogant, vain, and using each other to compete with. These subjects are pity, cause their minds are not witty like mine.
This is Bill Cooper from Inline Designs Office Solutions. We're at www.inlinedesignsofficesolutions.com and keep listening to the Family Meeting.
What else is worth? That took a lot of thinking. It's not a fault your thoughts are shrinking, well mine are growing. Yes, you know, like all the woman inside of me.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
Hey, this is Brittany Perry. Did you know there's a Black-owned footwear brand based here in Chicago? Perry Co. Shoes creates affordable luxury footwear and accessories for both men and women. Whether you're in a suit or out with friends, they provide pieces you can wear on a daily basis. Breaking barriers, inspiring style. Visit www.perrycoshoes.com to purchase a pair today. That's www.perrycoshoes.com.
This is Rodney Harrington. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
Yeah, y'all. So just as usual, the conversation during the breaks are far more robust than what you hear on the air.
It's cursing.
If you're looking at YouTube, you can see the demonstrative body movements by my two drunk friends here.
What does demonstrative mean?
Oh, stop.
Let's do math, Mom.
I only know numbers. I don't know words. I only know numbers. I don't know words. Tell me what demonstrative means.
I don't want a cake, Mom. I want to do math.
Demonstrative. Is that like the creature from the Black Lagoon? Is that a demonstrative?
Why are you challenging him in that manner? You know he knows what it means.
I might.
I'm not asking him if he knows what it means. I'm not asking him if he knows. I'm asking him to tell me because I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay, darn.
Here we go, y'all. Let's get who's next here? Let me get Roosevelt in here, and then I'll get Earl.
Big R.
Roosevelt, what's up, man?
How y'all doing? Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, man, we're tight for time, man, so get it in for me, will you?
I'm going to say real quick, here's the thing. We're getting the band together because Paul from Seattle and myself, every time that Verlon would call, we would call. So we got the band together again.
Okay, that's the band.
Now,
somebody ain't playing the instrument right. Somebody's playing a ukulele or something in your band, man.
Now, Verlon is a typical MAGA zombie. He sees what he wants to see, and then he says what Trump always says. As far as the eggs, I send you guys a bunch of notices about contradictory of everything that Verlon said. Trump said that the eggs had gone down 84% just this past week. Point number one. Point number two, he conveniently always, I hate this about Verlon, he always brings everything on the illegals. It's always the illegals' fault, And he doesn't notice that Trump's party, because it's not a Republican party, because the House doesn't count, the Senate don't count, because the ones that are making all the decisions is the dictator Trump. Now, as far as how much you spend, he doesn't want his money being spent. What about the $6 million that he just gave to that dictator in El Salvador for sending people without due process? What is the price for Verlon for giving up democracy in this country? For not having even a Congress, because we don't, because they don't have anything to do on all the orders, presidency, the orders that Trump is signing. It's all temporarily done as far as Trump. So he sees what he wants to see. $6 million to Bukele. That's our money, isn't it? Yeah. What about billions of dollars that...
listen, Roosevelt, listen, man, you're doing what Paul did, man. You're making sense. And none of this makes any sense. The attempts to try to make it make sense are futile. That's another big word for you. It's futile. You got to think. You got to try to think, and then maybe impossible, like a stupid person to figure this out.
Well, exactly my point. But here's the thing: you see what you want to see, Verlon. You know that's what he wants you to do. You're doing what the master says, and the master is Trump. The manipulator is Trump. He's manipulating. You still haven't learned. Even white people out west. You have a Puerto Rican lady that's 35 years old from the East Coast, from New York, and a Jewish old man, 84 years old, bringing to their rallies all white people that voted for Trump, because all those states, Iowa and all those western states that they're visiting, are white. How come you don't see it, Verlon? You don't see the color of your skin? You don't come from here. How many African Americans does he have in his cabinet? How many? What has he done for the African community?
All right, listen, man. Roosevelt, thank you, man. But you're making my kidney bone hurt, man. I hate you, man. But it's swollen, man. It's swollen. My kidney bone's swollen now, man. Come on, you're making too much sense, man. That's not helping. Thank you for that. It's not helping, though, because you're making too much sense. My kidney...
I'm almost... Hey, E.
Go ahead, man.
The hand on the hip is classic. You see him, he's like...
What's up, Roosevelt? Did he go?
Oh, wait, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you hung up on me.
No, I wouldn't hang up on you, man.
Has he been drinking too?
I'm going to say this. I was up a tree listening to y'all. I almost fell off my tree when he was saying all that garbage. I had to come down from the tree and call y'all, man. Because let me tell you, man, he doesn't see anything.
Wait a minute, hold on a second, man.
Wait
Wait a minute, let me understand this now. When you get upset, you shimmy up a tree?
You almost made me swear.
I ain't never heard nobody shimmy up a tree when they get upset. What's that, monkey? Monkey punch or something?
Ninja.
Yeah, he made me mad. I was cutting my tree, man. And what did he hear? What did he hear, Belon, about the eggs and all this garbage that you put?
Stop, man. Stop. Thank you, Roosevelt.
Fuck you.
Thanks, Roosevelt. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Bye, Roosevelt.
Take care, man.
All right.
Okay. See ya. I ain't never heard nobody shimmy up a tree when they get upset.
He was up a tree.
You know what? I'm so upset, I'm going to climb that damn tree.
I get it.
You going to climb a tree, too?
I used to climb trees.
When you were upset?
Yes. When I was much younger. So I get it.
You did that, too?
No.
You could look out over the city, relax, breathe. Yeah, in the trees, swing.
I used to climb garages.
What the
I was
hell?
a city kid. What else were you supposed to do?
Climbing the trash can. Let me get it.
That's right.
Let me get Earl in here so he can talk bad about me now. What's up, Earl?
Hi, Earl.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Good. Kind of a good show. The reason why I say kind of, I'm not doing up on you, Eric, today because you have been reaching out and letting the opposite opinion express themselves on the radio, and like you said, Eric, it just kind of makes your brain hurt to hear some of the opinions that's coming out of black folks, all people who support Trump. I love it when they say that, the economy was so great under Biden, but they forget that under George Bush, the economy went off a cliff, and President Obama took 8 years to bring it all the way back up until we had a vibrant economy, and then Trump took over from where Obama had put the economy back on the right track. You know, they don't talk about the fact that under Trump, he gave the largest single 4-year span of tax rebate that caused the deficit to go up, and the highest rate it ever has gone up under one-term administration. You know, they cherry pick the information and they try to put a spin on it, and they don't use logic. I mean, they live in a little bubble and they live in that little world that is contrived, conceived, and if you throw facts and figures at them, they just spell it. They don't want to consider it. It's not relevant.
Yeah,
but if those same facts and figures were thrown at Biden or Obama, well, then it would be relevant. I mean, it's inconsistent. It's illogical. But thank you for trying to speak to those positions, because there are people out there that may need to hear what you have to do to say to counter these narratives that are thrown out there. And it scares me to hear black folks supporting Trump, because what happens after you get through throwing all of these quote-unquote brown people and Latinos into these prisons, who do you think is going to be next?
Yeah, well, good luck to him.
Haitians.
Good luck to him.
Earl,
we appreciate it, man.
We're going to be next.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, Earl. We appreciate it, man. Go out there and go smoke some crack or something, all right?
Why you say that? That's horrible.
Thanks, Earl.
Oh, my God.
You be picking on me all the time, man. I'm getting back for that, man.
Why does he have to be a crackhead?
You know Earl. Anybody named Earl on crack. Who you know named Earl ain't on crack.
That is just awful.
You named Earl. He's on crack. You know Earl the crackhead.
Eric, stop.
Let's see what's on Tom's mind, shan't we? Yo, Tom, what's up, man?
Well, once again from Sanity News, let's go to our reporter on the scene. He is none other than Tommy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing outside of the acclaimed WCPT radio station, where it seems that a conundrum has happened on this afternoon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as a reporter and been doing this for all of these years, I can only tell you that what has happened here is nothing other than carnage. Yes, they tried to actually make sense out of nonsense. Did you hear what I said, folks? Those of us who live in the world of sanity, those of us who recognize and understand, we listen very carefully. When a person says that they want to take a wrecking ball to the system that has worked for 400 years, isn't that interesting? The 400 years I've been a slave. Isn't it interesting that we're, oh, wait a minute, I'm just supposed to report the news. I want to ask y'all a serious question as I leave. When is enough enough? Because maybe you're not paying clear attention. These people who call themselves MAGA, but let me leave you with this. Despicable Me, you love that? It ain't the individual, it's the minions. And in this case, the individual is absolutely stupid. And you have the greatest criminal organization on the face of the earth. Now, as Americans, I would suggest you take a deep breath. And if in our community you are now just going to support some black business, I pity the fool. Keep listening to the family meeting, because I got to tell you, man, it brings tears to my eyes. Eric, I texted you earlier and I said, man, hey, man, you're wasting your time. Oh, one last thing, folks. It is now absolutely clear that Eric Grant and his minions, drunk-ass Adrian, the other lady who had the audacity to stand up for herself, she's ran out the back door. As I'm reporting this carnage over here on this scene, it is clearly reported now that his identity has been revealed, and he is the outlaw that's been selling Ezekiel cleansing tea and Prophet 3H. He'll be coming to a store next to you. Remember, something is wrong with Tommy, too. Goodbye.
That's our contribution to your weekly community safety. I promise you. Let me tell you something. I promise you. We doing you a favor by getting Tommy to get it out here. Thanks, Tom, for that. Huh?
You got to address the lady
comment. We just forgot your name.
No, but what was the comment?
You ran out the back door. Hey, she probably threw a purse over her shoulder and was in high heels, high stepping.
I used to do that.
She just said I used to do that.
She got bad dogs now. She can't even do like she used to.
Why you got to tell everybody my business? Why you got to tell everybody about my feet?
A certain age and the dogs
okay, what? Come on now, let's move forward.
This is like, I used to be able to run 3 blocks, but after 2, my feet hurt.
Judgment!
After 2, my feet hurt.
Oh my God. Can we end this? I'm going to have another sip.
Now she's
how's your kidney bone?
My kidney bone is fine. The question is, how is yours?
Well, you know,
you're the one that's always aching.
I got the itis, man. The kidney bone-itis. That's what's happening. Man.
I'm just happy I didn't cause you pain today.
Well, thank you. You're a doll for that.
Yeah, I want to cut so bad.
Just a doll for that.
You can't today.
We can't do the 20 minutes after either.
No. So listen, just lest you believe otherwise, that wasn't an effort to allow. We don't allow anybody to speak. We let everybody speak. We don't cut anybody off. If they choose to come here and speak, it's on them. But that wasn't an effort to try to listen to and understand something else. It was an effort. What we did today for you guys is to open a window and let you take a look at how that looks.
I think that's helpful. I mean, it's illuminating, if anything, for other people to know how.
Well, for those who still believe in the fairy tale, then it's going to be shocking for you to hear that.
Yep.
To hear that people believe that stuff. And
yeah, Berlin really does believe it.
Yeah, has for years.
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, people getting put out of places. Getting put out.
I mean, I wish I always hope for a aha moment. You know, the moment when you realize, oh my goodness, I have been wrong the entire time. But what I think is happening is that they have recognized it, but they're too ashamed and embarrassed to say they have, so they stay the course.
I think what you're getting, though, is a bunch of, you are getting some ahas, but it's not the aha you think. It's the aha, yeah, they are that stupid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they, I didn't think it was possible to go to that depth, but yeah, they and they're committed. Like, you ever know anybody just loud and wrong? Just wrong to as long as
that's a special person.
Loud about it?
That's a special person that will never recognize, that they're wrong or admit that they're wrong. It's the kind of special that the special dude is. Yeah. It's that special.
It's special.
Yeah.
You mean it's special?
Special.
Special. Okay.
It's that kind of
you
special.
say special.
Yeah, I heard him say special.
I think so. I think it was special.
It's
He
a
said.
special
You think it was
person.
special too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
kinda
to be
special.
I think it's
that
special.
incompetent to, make so many mistakes over and over and over and never be able to say, I made a mistake.
There you go. So you're getting your aha moment. It's just not the one you were hoping for.
I guess
They'll
you're
never
right.
come around. They're active participants in this cabal of stupidity. Yeah. And it can be, for those who believe the fairy tale, shocking.
Yeah.
It is. I know why. I'm not shocked.
And trust and believe the wrecking ball that he talks about is supposed to wreck people that, a certain group of people.
It's coming for him.
It's coming for him too. He don't know.
That's where it's going, though.
Yeah, he don't
It's the
know
only
it.
place it's going.
See, wrecking ball swing two directions. And right now he's looking at it swinging away.
Because we've had our whack.
He ain't gonna believe when it swings back in his direction.
For sure.
All right, y'all. That's all the time we have. We want to thank you for yours. We know there are a lot of things you can do on a Sunday, so we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. To drunk ass Adrian.
Yep.
And Michelle, thank you so much for the news.
Of course.
And the kidney bonitis. Tune in to the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
Driving in your cat.